Hi, I'm Keith, and this is the day that the Lord has made, and we shall rejoice and be glad in it. I am 45 years old, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about my testimony and what God has done for me. Truly, in my life, I was raised in a Christian environment, a Christian family, and by all means, I have was raised to do the right things in my life, and truly, I found myself somewhere in my life doing what Keith wanted to do. I began to be a little rebellious, and in my being rebellious, some things came to pass that I am not that proud of. But I can truly say that we serve a God who said He'll never leave us nor forsake us. And yeah, I was raised in a certain way and how to do the right things and not to. Drugs was not prevalent in my household, but I found myself leaning to a drug called crack cocaine in my life. A young lady introduced that to me, and sure enough, my life began to spin totally out of control. As time went on, I found myself in places that I never thought I could imagine. But I do remember that God said that there's nothing too hard for me. So as I was out there in my madness, so to speak, God began to deal with my heart. I was 45 years old. Actually, I'm 45 now. I was 40 when I did the drug. Someone told me about a place called Grace Centers of Hope. I did crack cocaine probably for a year in my life, out of my life. And again, my life just been totally out of control. I've been a successful chef for many years for some well-known restaurants. And I had quite a few successes. But as I went on, there was something down inside of me that was very lonely, and there was some things that I needed to work on down inside of me. So instead of working and facing some things in my life, I began to medicate and suppress those things that bothered me. As time went on in my life, I can remember things that may have even happened when I was a child, and things that were done to me even as a child. And this is actually my first time sharing this, but I can remember the Lord taking me and showing me that those hurts that are down in there, that He would take them and get rid of them. I wanted Him to get rid of the pain of molestation in my life. Um, as time went on, again, I was always compulsive. Even my first years in college, I was always compulsive, but I was able to separate and be able to party and get back, snap back in line. But when I was introduced to crack cocaine, my life spent out of control very quickly. And it took me into areas where I just never would be. I'm repeating myself here, but I'm reminding myself of the madness of what drugs will do. But I'm so glad today that He has helped me to surrender those feelings to Him. And He has helped me to put them aside and to say, Lord, I surrender my all to You, and these hurts in my life, Lord, You can deal with and You can take them from me. I don't have to medicate anymore. And I can truly say I heard of a place called Grace Centers of Hope, and I came to Grace Centers of Hope not knowing what to expect, not knowing, I never been into a rehabilitation center, so I didn't know what to expect. But there they have a year program, and in that program, I found myself getting rid of mess within that year. The gospel is being preached there and talked about there, and truly what God has come to do. And He came to set the captives free. And I entered into His grace message and found out that it's His grace that sanctifies me and keeps me and gives me hope today. And I can truly say that it's been over 4 years since I've been at Grace Centers of Hope, and now I'm one of the staff members here, and I'm food service director. And God has a way of doing things that we don't always understand, but I'm so glad that our lives is in His hands, and He has shown me that it's not about me, but it's about giving of myself and giving and sharing of my testimonies. And I watch people be set free, because there is no addiction that we can encounter in our lives that God cannot break. And I'm a witness of that today, that crack cocaine or any drug is not stronger than the power of God. I am now here, like I said, almost 4 years, going on 4 years, and drug has not been a big part of my life at all since I actually walked through the doors. The power of God has done some tremendous things, and I think that in our lives, when we continue to to hold on to those things that might have happened to us in our earlier years in life. If we just learn how to channel those and talk about those, and all of those secrets that we may have in our lives mean nothing. We need to learn how to get rid of those things and to share them with others, and mainly give it to the Lord, and knowing that in surrendering to Him, He makes things better, and He has for me, absolutely. So is there any failure in God? There's no failure in this God that we serve. And I am so glad to be a part of what He has done in my life. I'm so glad to be a part of this Christian walk. It has shown me so much and has given me a new life. It really has. And there's a song that says, "I surrender all," and I just it rings out in my heart, because in my life, in surrendering, I found peace, and that's a day-to-day walk in my life, and surrendering every single day of my life. He's teaching me how to do that now, and I'm finding joy, peace, and happiness in doing so. Okay, so can I sing a little bit of that song?
Mm-hmm.
All to Jesus I surrender. All to Him I freely give. I will ever love and trust Him. In His presence daily I'll live. I surrender all. I surrender all to Thee, my blessed Savior. I surrender all. Thank you for letting me share that.